Okay, so I'm a huge fan of the truth, and I believe that guys need to know the truth at all times, no matter what. I also believe that no matter how uncomfortable the truth is, you have to accept the truth. So that's why I titled today 10 Reasons Women Are Loyal to You When You Are Not Loyal to Them. Now, when a guy hears a title like that, it might sound triggering. It might make you pissed off. It might make you think, oh, fuck that, or, the world's not fair, or whatever. But the longer I date, the more experience I get. The more experience that I get, the easier it was and it is and it has became for me to master the language of women. So I went on this whole journey where I started actually sharing the language of women and showing guys how to master it, and that's why we just crossed over 620 guys in our group, in our community, so I recommend you joining that as well with us. But nevertheless, I compiled a list, and this list is a decade worth of information. Like, dead serious. This whole list right here is 10 years worth of information that I'm going to show you from what I have found in my own dating life after dating women, being in long-term relationships, being in short-term relationships, talking to multiple women at a time sometimes in my life, dating women exclusively at some points in my life. I'm going to tell you the truth, and there's 10 things that I found. The first reason why women are loyal to you when you are not loyal to them is because competition anxiety allows her to know that you are a stud. Okay? So what I mean by that is if she wants him to, what I mean by that is she is looking at you going, okay, this guy's not willing to commit to me, or this guy isn't committed to me, but I really, really like him. Or she says, I've slept with him a bunch of times, or I really want him, or, we have a great relationship, or maybe they are dating, but she finds out that he was with another woman, okay? In her subconscious, she looks at him and she goes, well, if she wants him too, there must be value here. So even though everything on paper is working against him on that situation, meaning, oh, you're not loyal, so technically you're going to be punished for that, or, oh, you're doing things that are bad, so she's not going to like you, or, oh, you're not giving her enough attention, so technically, in theory, she's going to put her attention elsewhere. And just the complete fucking opposite happens. You're going to find this, she can't even help it. It's like, no matter how much logic you can put in front of her of what she should or shouldn't do, that hypergamy and that emotional attachment and that feeling of having a pre-selected man always overrides her logic, and she always comes back to him, is what I've found. So that's first. Competition anxiety allows her to know that you're actually a stud. Okay. Point number 2. This actually came from a date I was on last night. So last night I went out and got tacos and some drinks with this girl that I know, and we were having a conversation, and she likes to read a lot of books about psychology and stuff like this, and she literally said word for word, I wrote down what she said. She goes, she thinks that it's a woman's job to filter who gets to reproduce and who doesn't. So I'm going to just have that as my second point. I wrote down it's a woman's job to filter who gets to reproduce. What you have to understand is women are always analyzing the room. Women are always screening your sexual market value. She's always trying to see where you're at, where you stack up, what league you're in, what league you're not in. So women are constantly filtering. Is this guy pre-selected? Does this guy have good genetics? Does this guy have traits that I would want in a man? So you have to understand, when I say they naturally will start to filter, you're going to notice this. The reason why I put this as my second point is because here's what would happen. If you put 10 women in a room with 10 men, and let's say physically they were all, about the same level of attractiveness, right? Let's say they were all fairly attractive people. What would happen is, in theory, on paper, you would think that, oh, there's 10 people, and there's 10 people, so everybody gets a relationship with someone because there's someone for everyone. And what you're going to find is if you leave those people in that room for a couple hours, women, all 10 of the women are going to self-select and filter to giving their attention and their time and their desire to only 1 or 2, maybe 3 of the guys total. The other 7, even if they're attractive on paper, even if they're physically attractive, they are going to get filtered out where the women, for whatever reason, don't want them. So you're going to notice that 2 or 3 of the guys are going to get 100% of the attention from all of the women. And that's how it works. So these were her words, not mine. She said word for word, she goes, I believe And she talked about this from a psychology aspect or from like a biology aspect or like evolution. She goes, I believe, based off what I've read, it's a woman's job to filter in life who gets to reproduce and who doesn't. And there's probably some truth to that, because if you're a guy with a lot of boxes checked and you have the certain characteristics that are not only attractive but also arousing to her, she's going to decide to let her emotions work in your favor, and she's probably going to want to either sleep with you, date you for a while, or be in a relationship with you, or potentially like be with you forever and want to marry you. So that's point number 2. Point number 3, women naturally are drawn to drama and chaos. Okay, so this is what you have to understand. The reason why women read these love stories, the reason why women watch reality TV, the reason why women are constantly on social media comparing people and they get almost like engulfed into the drama and whatnot, women are naturally drawn to drama and emotional chaos. You have to understand, if you are not loyal to her, there is constantly a problem that she's trying to solve. And women absolutely love problematic men. This is the one thing you have to understand, is you being this good guy, even if you think you're attractive on paper, you have looks, you have money, you have status, you have a good job, you drive a BMW, you're going somewhere in life, you have all this purpose. All of that sounds so great, and there's so many content creators online that are going to shove that down your throat and make you try to believe that. But what you're going to find in the real world is it just doesn't operate that way. The men that the women choose, the men that the women are sleeping with, are problematic, drama-filled, emotionally volatile guys, a lot of times, who just know how to either have fun, or they know how to not give a fuck, or they don't necessarily care about her, and they're constantly living in their own world, and because of that, she is drawn to that tension. Those are the guys. If you take a look at like really attractive women who they're always dating, it's never the guys that you think, right? It's never the corporate CEO. It's never the professional this. It's never like, it's always like this dude who like something just seems off, but he just doesn't care. It's always that type of guy, always. Maybe he dresses a little different. Maybe he doesn't really give a shit about his status level even, and because of that, he's naturally high status. It's just like he's constantly in his own world. Women are drawn to that drama and to that chaos, which brings me to point number 4. What you're going to find, okay, is that women love broken men. The reason why I'm saying this, like, women love broken men, or women love problematic men, or women, like, do you know how many men that I've seen who've told me like they lost their girlfriend or they lost their wife to like an alcoholic? Because if like the guy's an alcoholic and the guy has all these issues in life, she looks at him as like raw material, and now she wants to give that nurturing femininity to try to fix him, or to try to heal him, or to try to nurture him. And it's like he's so broken, she wants to like fix him to see if she can make him better. It's like a puzzle piece. It's like a project she has to fix. It's like something she has to work on. That's why trying to be perfect will literally get you nowhere. So women love broken men because they want something to fix. So this is why a lot of times you'll watch guys, like, let's just list off the list of qualifications. You'll see guys who they make shitloads of money. They are well known in a certain niche or in a certain industry. They have everything going for them. They have social proof. They're well respected in their occupation. Maybe they work out 5 days a week. They have good genetics. Maybe they have good hygiene, all of that stuff. And like a lot of times, because he's so perfect, she's so bored, because it's like there's nothing for her to help, or there's nothing for her to fix. So like that's one of the things I've implemented in my dating life, because I was always the type of guy when I was younger, and I still am naturally to this day and age. Like, I like to get shit done, and I don't like shit messy. So like my house was always clean and perfect, but I realized that like when I would start to leave stuff messy, women would have stuff to want to like help me with. So like now if I have a date, or if I bring a girl over or something and we're going to like hang out or eat or watch a movie or something, I will leave my room just looking like shit. I'll have dirty clothes all over. I've left a bunch of dirty dishes around before, and then I've actually had women who, they've seen me a few times, they will naturally just start to like put stuff in the dishwasher, and she'll go, you need to clean up. Oh my gosh, you're just really gonna leave all these clothes? Oh my gosh, Casey, oh my gosh, how long have these clothes been sitting here? And then they fill the laundry detergent, and I've seen all of this. So women love broken men. They need something to fix. You need to be fixable. Okay, so you're gonna have to actually like try to not be so perfect here. You need to look a little rough around the edges. She wants a man, right? Like, I'm not telling you to emulate my style or to emulate how I do things, but like if you just, even if you look at the way that a guy should be moving, or the way that a guy should like carry himself or whatnot, you're going to notice that I try to demonstrate this even with my YouTube videos. I try to do minimum amounts of editing. I try to not look too perfect. I've worn the same flannel for how many videos in a row, even though it's 10 years old. There's certain things that women like to see, because when they see that a guy is a certain way, it's like they want to figure him out. Okay, so keep that in mind. Women love broken men and they need something to fix. Point number 5, okay? Loyal men, okay, gets her to question your sexual market value. So the reason why women are loyal to you when you are not loyal to them is because you are satisfying hypergamy and showing that you can still attract other women. So say this with me. Loyal men gets her to question your sexual market value. If you're loyal to her and you're not open for business with any other women, she has a lot of subconscious questions that start to go through her brain that it might take a week or a month or a year or however long, but she starts to go, can he not get anyone else? Wait a second. Is there no other women attracted to him? You're going to even notice if you guys go out on dates together, she's going to start to pay attention to see if other women start to check you out or not. The second that she sees that you're not pre-selected and other women are not giving you attention or trying to gain your attention or any of that is the second that she doesn't want you. So loyal men oftentimes gets her to question your sexual market value, and then she goes, well, can he not get anyone else? That's point number 5. Point number 6, scarcity creates value. If I have a watch, right, a wristwatch that you can go buy any day of the week, probably not worth as much as if I have a collector's watch and there's only 5 of them made in the whole world. So if you are always there, okay, if you are always there, your attention holds no value. And see, this is why men who are not loyal oftentimes get better treatment from the women that they date, because he's not always there. He's unpredictable. He's rough around the edges. There's something about him that she feels needs to be fixed or solved, or he's a problem that she wants to solve. She's like, well, why is he with that other girl? And like that drama and that chaos constantly floating through her brain, she's like, what does that girl have that I don't? Is she prettier? Does she make him smile more? Is she cuter? All of these things go through her brain, and then she wants to try to win you over. So I'm not saying like this is good or this is bad. I'm just telling you this is. That's what you have to understand. When I make a list like this and I say 10 reasons women are loyal to you when you're not loyal to them, I'm not coming at that from an angle where that's a good thing, and I'm also not coming at that from an angle where that's a bad thing. I'm coming at that from an angle of this just is. This is what I have noticed. This is the things that I have seen. So scarcity creates value. If you're always there, your attention holds no value. So when you're a guy and you're dating multiple women and she sees, well, why is he giving his attention to her and her and her, or her and her, or me and her, even if there's just one other, she goes, she goes, is that other girl going to get his resources, his love, his care, his affection, his time? Is he going to fall in love with her? These are the questions that go through her brain. So scarcity creates value. When you're committed and you're always there, your attention starts to decrease in value. That decrease in value, it makes her not like you as much. And it doesn't matter who you are. This is just naturally how people behave. Point number 7, okay? She knows that you are suppressing your natural state of a man developing options just to appease her emotions. That's a deep one. Say that again, because I don't know if this one needs too much explaining. Just like say this with me. She knows that you are suppressing your natural state of a man of developing options just to appease her emotions. So instantly she goes, I'm probably the best that he can do. He's not going to exercise other options because either number 1, he can't attract anyone else. Number 2, no other women are interested in him. Or number 3, I'm the best that he can do, so he's willing to stay with me. And that's just what happens. Point number 8. She is designed to punish weakness. If you're weak in any way, shape, or form, you show an attachment, you're attached to her beauty, you're attached to the way she makes you feel, you fall in love with her, she is designed to punish that weakness. The more you love her, the more you signal the commitment, the desire, the lower her desire becomes for you. She is designed to punish weakness. Your loyalty literally will start to make her want to cheat. I'm going to say that again. Your loyalty over time, okay, if you are loyal to her over time, it is going to start to make her want to cheat, because she starts to think that your commitment to her, your loyalty, is a turnoff, and she starts to want to exit, and she starts to want to actually punish that weakness. So you're sitting there going, well, man, I didn't think it was weakness. I didn't think that if I'm loyal to her, that means I'm weak. But she processes it differently. She's like, he's committed to me because he has to be, and he probably doesn't have any other options, therefore I don't really want him. So what she will try to do, when I say she's designed to punish weakness, if she labels you as a weak man, a lot of times she won't just exit and keep it casual or clean and just end the relationship naturally or with ease. Oh, no. There's going to be some cheating you're probably going to find out. There's going to be photos that were sent to another guy that you don't like. There's going to be long text messages of her emotions working in another guy's favor. Anything to just make it burn or to make it sting. That's what you're going to notice oftentimes, okay? Number 9, someone always has the leverage in a relationship. I personally believe there's no such thing as an equal exchange of leverage in a relationship, meaning somebody always likes the other person just a little bit more. Someone always has the leverage in a relationship. Here's what I can tell you. If it's her, if she has the leverage, she loses desire. If she holds the leverage, she doesn't desire you anymore. Women naturally only stay with a man if he has just a little bit more leverage than she does. And despite that being an uncomfortable truth, she doesn't even fall in love or like the man. She can't even look up to the man or adore him if he doesn't have the leverage. So keep that in mind. It is always your job to hold masculine frame in the right way, to position your psychological perceived value as higher value. Very, very important. Number 10. The 10th reason why women are loyal to you when you are not loyal to them is because hypergamy is now satisfied. Okay? She knows that your commitment is a sign that she's oftentimes the best that you can do. So if you commit to her, she goes, this is the best this guy can do. He can't attract anyone who is as hot as me. Therefore, I'm going to question his value, and I'm probably going to leave. Call this what you want. Call this mother nature. Call this human nature. Call this how people behave. Call this the 10 things that I've discovered as I've dated over the past 10 years. This is what I have found to be true. And it didn't take me reading books to figure this out. It didn't take me watching a bunch of videos. What it took me dating from ages 18 to 28. Every single week figuring this out and then giving the information back to you. So my entire channel has basically been a reflection of things that I've learned, and I've developed this process and all of the things and the strategies that I talk about to help you to the highest degree. And that right there is why we have put over 620 guys into this community. This is why men are learning and mastering the language of women, and we are growing every single day. And if you want deeper level access to actually gain some access to me and the members in this, you have to join us, because this is truly where a great community is being built. And these are the 10 points that I made specifically for you.